Okay. Beautiful, welcome. If you'd like to, please say where you're from. We'd love to know where you're from. We've got John and Patrick, if you want to say where you're from. David B. John's got a nice picture.
Sorry about that. I'm John. I'm from Richmond, Virginia.
Wonderful. Welcome.
Thank you.
Patrick and David, where are you from?
This is Patrick. Hopefully you can hear me well because my internet connection seems to be spotty, but I am from St. Louis, Missouri.
Wonderful. Welcome.
Thank you.
All right, great. So Mary Beth, let's go ahead and get started. We always like to be on time and connect and honor the people who are on time. So we always thank you for that too. That's super. And as people join us, we'll just integrate them. How's that sound? Welcome. Randy, where are you from?
I'm near Reno.
Okay, wonderful. Welcome.
Sorry I'm late. I didn't have the link. So.
Okay, well, you're here. That's good.
We're just getting started.
Yeah, you're perfect. It's all good.
So I'll go ahead and get started and I'll introduce Jill. Welcome everybody to the Kindness Circle on Friday, July 31st. And thank you so much for joining us and for sharing your kindness with everybody. A little bit about Jill. Jill Lublin is an international speaker on the topics of radical influence, publicity, networking, kindness, and referrals. She is the author of 4 best-selling books, including Get Noticed, Get Referrals, Guerrilla Publicity, and Networking Magic. Her latest book, The Profit of Kindness, went #1 in 4 categories. Jill is a master strategist on how to position your business for more profitability and more visibility in the marketplace. She is the CEO of a strategic consulting firm and has over 25 years experience working with over 100,000 people, plus the national and international media. Jill teaches a virtual publicity crash course, and she consults and speaks all over the world. She also helps authors to create book deals with major publishers and agents, as well as to obtain foreign rights deals. So without further ado, everyone, please welcome Jill Lublin. Jazz hands.
Woo! Thank you, Mary Beth. Thank you. And I appreciate you. Mary Beth and I have been working together, gosh, over 8 years now, right? Yeah. Yes, she's nodding yes, perfect. And I'm just so grateful that all of you have come today to be here in kindness. That's our focus today, is kindness and sharing it in business. And just so you know how this is gonna go, we'll do a little bit of content about kindness. I'd like to set the stage, so to speak, for kindness. And then we're gonna do multiple breakout sessions because I want you to meet each other. I want you to support each other. And wonderful connections happen from here. Randy, I know you've been coming for multiple times. I think there's a few other. Raise your hand if you've actually been in the Kindness Circle before. Raise your hand so I can see. Yeah, yeah. Oh, okay, good. Many new faces. I love it. So here's what we do is we break into multiple circles, and each circle will, different ones will have a theme. And there's one particular one where it's all about, you know, how can you give and what is it that you would like to receive? Because interestingly enough, giving and receiving are actually opposite sides of the coin. So I would love to be able to be in the practice for you of that. And just so you know that. So we'll have multiple breakouts. We'll see how time allows, but we give you plenty of spacious time within the breakouts to actually practice. And then also in there, please feel free to chat to each other so that you have actual connections to each other is really good. But I want to talk to you for a moment. You know, when I wrote The Profit of Kindness, this is actually my 4th book. This is what it looks like, just so you know. And people go, well, why'd you end up writing a book on kindness? And let me share with you that I have an 85-year-old friend. Her name is Gloria. She's currently in an assisted living home. And as she's gotten older, our friendship has been, gosh, won over I think we're at least 25 years now. And as she's gotten older, you know, I've done a lot of things to support her in the aging process. And that includes taking her to the doctors, rushing over there if she fell, and, you know, all kinds of things. And one day I was taking her out to lunch. That was more of our fun thing. And she said to me, you know, Jill, you are so kind. And I wish other people would do this, because wouldn't it be nice if we had a new currency in the world, the currency of kindness? And you know, when someone says something to you and it's like a ding, 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 right? Or that flash bulb goes off, and you should always be listening for that in your life, because that's where inspiration lies. And that inspiration became the next book, The Currency of Kindness, which then became The Profit of Kindness, because my publisher changed the name, which is not unusual, by the way. Randy Pizer and I, she's in the box, wave Randy, yay. Randy and I have been helping people get book deals for many years. And, you know, one of the things that we've learned is that you always have to be, shall we say, patient with publishers, because they shift things all the time. But that book taught me much more than, you know, it was just much more beyond a book. And it's really, for me, a movement. November 13th is International Kindness Day. Our intention and purpose is to lead up to a summit on that. So keep your fingers crossed on that. And I'm sure we'll at least do it virtually. But, you know, I want to say that my thing with kindness, people sometimes say to practice a random act of kindness. And I'd like you to practice a conscious act of kindness every single day, just one. What can you do every single day that is a conscious act of kindness? And, you know, for me, if I get to the end of the day and, well, I didn't do that, I might just send a nice text, or, you know, send an email, how are you, or a WhatsApp, or whatever's good for you. And I just think that's an important piece for all of you to think about. What's your conscious act of kindness? And so when I was writing The Profit of Kindness, I looked at the different pieces of business. What is it in business that makes kindness, and what helps? And I came up with 7, I call them return on kindness principles. ROKs, you know, everyone needs ROI, and I want ROK, return on kindness. So I'm going to give you 7, and we're going to actually talk about those in our first breakout session. And remember, today's purpose is to practice more kindness, to also, we're going to have a couple circles where we actually give to each other in kindness. So think about what you would need, what you would like that would help you in your business. So we want to be kind to each other today. And also, you know, just be present with this term. Just be present with this term. And I'd like you now, just before we go into the rest of the content, can we just take a moment and breathe into that word kindness. Feel the energy of that word kindness. Say it to yourself. Feel it reverberate through your body. Kindness. And ground it in your being. And know that truly this is a blessing that you give to others, of being in kindness, of walking in kindness, of caring in kindness, doing business in kindness. And, you know, I just say to you that kindness can have boundaries. Kindness can sometimes sound a little, you know, tough or not. So kindness is many, many things. And I just want to presence that kindness is a state of being. And I think it was the Dalai Lama, you know, who the new religion is kindness, right? And if you look at every religion, kindness is at the base of all of it. And so when I looked at it in business, I looked at several words. And, you know, the writing of a book is always interesting because it can change up to the last minute. And I remember changing one word at the last minute, literally like under deadline. But I came up with 7 words that create what kindness is in business. The first one is gratitude. The second one is flexibility. And I was actually on somebody else's learning, and I loved it. He said, you know, blessed are the flexible, for they shall not be broken. I think particularly in today's moment, right? That's a really good piece to practice. Gratitude is a third. Patience. I have to tell you, when I was working on the patience chapter, I called the utility company. I recommend that if you'd ever like to practice patience. And I remember they put me on hold for literally an hour. And I'm sure you've all been finding during these COVID times, hold times are actually quite long when you call anybody these days in terms of mortgage or utilities or your credit card companies. That's what I've been noticing. And I love how, you know, when you're waiting on line a long time, or when I've been on airlines, they'll go, you know, thank you for your patience. And I think to myself, I don't know about you, but I think to myself, well, who told you I was patient? I don't feel patient. For me, that's one I have to practice. And I have to tell you, calling the utility company in the middle of doing patience chapter, because it was an excellent practice in patience. And positivity is another one, right? Your attitude every day. And I think in these days in particular, positivity is so important. Connection is another. And I'm so grateful for Zoom and the way we can connect with each other. I actually have been having the opportunity, I don't know about many of you, to connect in more ways than I've ever had before. What I mean in terms of networking and connecting and Zoom meetings. So make sure you take advantage of the opportunity to connect. And thank you for coming on to connect today. This is a connection, right? So these are all, compassion is my 7th word. So Mary Beth, go ahead and write those into the chat, because what I'd like to do is have you look at those and think about which one do you need to practice right now. You know, I remember as I listened to somebody I listened to on Sundays, one of the things he talked about spiritual practice is that it is a practice, right? And so is kindness. It's a practice. And so if I feel myself getting on an edge, you know, what can I do to create a new state and practice kindness? And that's why I'm really big on conscious act of kindness, one a day. That's my ask of you. Conscious act of kindness, one a day. And then let's look at, for you, what's the one you need to work on? What's the one you need to practice? And so with that, what I'd love to do is we're going to break out into breakouts. And we're going to have 4 in each breakout. We're going to have, Mary Beth, what do we decide? 15 minutes? Yeah, 15 minutes each on the breakout. We're going to put 4 of you in, and do me a favor, pick a timekeeper. And I'm going to give you just a little piece of advice, because I run virtual publicity courses and other things. And one of the things I've learned about breakout sessions is you have to give people a little extra time. So if you end up in like other events and they give you like 12 minutes and 4 people, and they say, you know, you got 3 minutes apiece, reduce the time, if anything, so you don't have to rush through everybody. So I just want to tell you that's a really good practice. So one of the things I've learned to do is I always give you more time than you're going to need, right? So I'm giving you 4 people, 3 minutes, and we're giving you 15 minutes, if you notice, 3 minutes extra of just transition time and talk time and deciding who's the timekeeper. I purposely am prefacing this because as a business practice, I'm just going to tell you, if you're running groups or if you're in other groups, be the leader who says, you know what, let's reduce the time a little bit so we have more time to connect. And what I find is then somebody gets cut off at the end, and that's frustrating. Makes sense? I don't know if any of you have ever been there, but I have. So take leadership And that's being kind in groups. If you're feeling like they didn't give us enough time, and control that, right? That's you being a leader in business. Okay, so everybody got it? We're doing 4 people, 15 minutes, 3 minutes apiece. When you get in your circle, just do me a favor and someone pick the timekeeper. And your assignment is, which of the 7 do you need to practice? Just a bit more. All right, now you've probably been in enough of these to know what to do, but when Mary Beth, are you ready, Mary Beth? Yeah? Just nod your head, I can't see you.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. Okay, thank you so much. So when she puts the join a breakout room, go ahead and press join. All right, everybody, have fun. We'll see you back here in 15 minutes. Enjoy your connections. And bring your cameras on too, if you would, when you're in your breakout rooms. Go ahead and push join, Renee. You're on mute, so if you're having problem.
I did press join.
Huh, Mary Beth, can you put her in a room that maybe has a little bit less?
She's in a room. And Christine, you have there goes Chris. Christine's joined her room. Let me try moving you into a different room and see if that helps.
Beautiful, thank you.
Did you get a pop-up now?
Nope.
Can you move her manually?
That's what I did. Be on the lookout for a little pop-up or maybe it's in the toolbar down below to see.
Oh, there
join.
is one down below. Okay.
Okay, go ahead and click on that and I won't move you again.
All right, beautiful. Okay, turn off the recording. Come on, come on. Who had the best group? There we go. Good, good. So let me hear from 1 or 2 of you. Tell me what happened in that group.
Linda,
like
I
to
see
play?
Linda looks like you raised your hand, and I see Renee raising her hand as well.
Great.
Go ahead, Renee.
Okay. So my group started with 4 people, and then one of our group participants had to jump off after we did our initial share of which of the words spoke to us about something we'd like to focus more on. So, and that was a jumping off point for us in that share as well, for the remainder of the 3 of us to delve a little more into learning about each other and how we might connect with what's going on. So even in the initial share, I received some information that just jumped out at me as might be instrumental in the signature system that I'm in the midst of developing. So that was terrific. And then when I found out that another one of the participants in my group, Sarah, and I have a lot in common of the way we do our work, not necessarily for the specific audience, but you know, a lot of really good connections, and that she's got something really exciting going on that I'm interested in participating in.
Wow. Oh, how beautiful. Congratulations. I'm so glad. I do find,
I offer one
always
suggestion?
the right things happens. Yes, of course.
I love the fact that you said you built in some extra time so that we weren't like right to the minute. But I would have loved to have, I've been in other groups where it gave you a notice that your group was going to shut down. And you had like, okay, you've got kind of a minute to wrap things up, because when our group ended, it just, boom, we were done. There was mid-sentence and we were gone.
Got it. Mary Beth, can you, I think you can make that happen, but that's Mary Beth's side. I'll leave that to her technical wizardry. And if you can make that happen, Mary Beth, that'd be great.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Absolutely.
I thought there should have been notification coming across you guys that the rooms will be closing in 30 seconds, but I guess not. Okay, good to know.
Let's give them a 1 minute warning. 1 minute warning
Okay.
would be even
I
better.
think we had a warning in our group
Perfect.
because we knew that we were getting bounced out. So I wonder if just some of the groups had a
It
snap.
should have been all of them. I'm never in a breakout group, so I know.
Yeah. So we'll double check that. Let's if we can give them a minute. It's terrific. Okay. Who else had their hand up? I think, did you say Linda? And then I see Amanda. Linda, did you want to share?
She did mention to me earlier that there's yard work going on outside and it's rather noisy, so that could be why she's not piping up.
Okay. Okay, great.
Okay.
Amanda, go ahead.
Well, we all found that we all had a similar piece that we were working on, and it was patience. So,
Yes.
for different reasons, but basically, it was really reminding us about the patience piece, and for me, it's also the next piece of, like, I'm usually really grateful for what's occurring, but I don't acknowledge it, like I don't say it or whatever. But patience was the big piece for all of us.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. Seems to be a common theme. I love that.
Especially right
Thank
now.
you. John. Yes. John, you had something to share, and then I see Randy.
Yeah, one of the things that came across in our group was not only the word connection, but also, we're all connecting a lot, but talking about deeper connections. And I brought up some stuff that's going on just in my situation. And I got some really good feedback from the whole group. And, especially Christine Grant had made a very good suggestion. It's in regard to actually connecting better with my daughters. And she suggested write them a letter.
Oh,
We're physically separated.
Christine. Yes.
Yeah.
And Christine is actually one of my clients. She's an amazing, by the way, letter writer. Amazing.
Right.
She's really something. So definitely connect back to her about that. She's really quite gifted at that.
That's awesome.
Beautiful. Thank you. Randy, would you like to share?
Yeah,
And Randy, also, will you let people know about our webinar is a great thing too while you're talking.
sure. So Jill and I do a webinar on the second and fourth Friday of the months on how to get a book deal with a publisher. So we pitch to the New York publishers and other really well-established, heavy-hitting traditional publishers. My company, we also edit books, ghostwrite books. So anyway, if you're interested in the webinar, I'm sure Mary Beth can pull up a link, and we just share a lot of information about what publishers are looking for, and how to best position your book as well, in all different genres. And we've been doing this for close to 20
and it's
years.
free, just so you know.
Oh yeah, free webinar. Okay. Yeah, so anyway, what came up for me was flexibility, and I realized that, and I never really thought this out loud before, and it was really eye-opening for me to be able to bring this to the light, really, to bring shadow to the light. And I realized that I can be unkind in my mind. And I can come across as the kindest, sweetest person in the entire world. And a lot of people see me that way. And I realized, yesterday I was at a social distancing polka dot powerhouse group of maybe 10 women. And by the end of our big circle in the park, most of the women had taken off their masks. And I found myself judging and being very, very unkind while I'm wearing a mask and a shield and, and an astronaut's outfit. I mean, it was just real. No. Okay, not the astronaut's outfit, but you know what I mean? It's just like, and I realized, whatever we're putting out, whatever's, it's energy. And I remember seeing, Deborah Poneman speak and saying when she had a near-death experience, she saw people's thoughts going into her body. And the fearful people, the fear was going into her body. And the people who said she's going to make it, she got that energy in the form of a rainbow. And it really made me so aware of how conscious I want to be and conscientious about the thoughts and that I think and judgments, frankly, just looking at where am I judging and how can I be kinder in those ways. So it's about being kind in my mind.
Thank you, Randy. Thank you for just, being honest and straight. And I think we all have those thoughts, right? And how can we keep recreating those into kinder thoughts? Because it is all energy and people feel it and it affects us, so that's important. Thank you for just presencing that. Appreciate it. Well, I would love to send you back into another circle. These will be different circles, so make sure we mix them up. Mary Beth would be great. And here's the thing I love about this. I want you to do what can you give and what do you, I don't want to use the word need. What would you like to receive, right? So what can you give, like a talent? What do you know? I'm not asking you to give it away. I'm just asking you to presence what you're really good at and what would you like to receive? So that's just something. And so this is like an ask. And if I may, before you go into the ask, since I don't join any of you, I would like to ask for speaking engagement leads. If you know groups, associations, organizations, I would just be so grateful. I'm doing a lot virtually and got this down. So please, you can chat Mary Beth, you can email us. Let us know if you have groups and associations or you know of any to speak for. That would be just super. And that's my ask. And then what I'd love you to do is we are going to do the same thing. We're going to give you, Mary Beth, I think on this one, same 4 people. We want to do 4? Same thing?
Our attendance is going up and down. So right now I have 3 people in each room.
Perfect. Okay, so let's do 3 people at 12 minutes. And you're going to talk about what you can give and what would you like to receive. It's an ask. Be specific and do me a favor. Just ask for one thing. Don't pour on too many requests, because when you do too many, people can't process it and they will just kind of blank out. So one ask, be specific, and then what can you give? What's your talent? All right. Mary Beth, are you ready to set it up?
We're ready.
All right. Have fun. And we will see you back in 12 minutes. Make sure you do a timekeeper. See y'all.
Click on join.
That too. Okay, let's pause the recording.
Linda had to leave, so now there's only 2 in one room.
Okay. And then how about right after, pause the recording. I hope that was magnificent. I want to hear some great exchanges. First of all, raise your hand if you got and received a good lead or connection for something you needed next. Please raise your hands. I want to see. Yeah, 2 hands up. Woohoo, I like that. Oh yeah, okay, good, Renee. I'm checking on you. Good. Keep your hands up for just a moment as I switch screens. Excellent. If for some reason you didn't post in the chat, but it looks like all of you did. Oh, I'm so thrilled. Who would like to share something of what you received and how that went? Who'd like to share something? Raise your hand or raise your hand in the chat, whatever works. Okay, I see Rich, please.
Randy was kind enough to recommend Abram Siegel Rivers and his virtual stage to us because it's appropriate for all of us. And we actually had a kind of a love fest, kindness fest, Lisa and Randy and I, in ways that we could help each other. So that was a really terrific breakout. And I don't want to take more time, but I have a client appearing at the Brand Ranch, which is where I live, and I'm cooking them breakfast, and they're here at 11:30, which is in 22 minutes. And I'm prepared, but I'm going to need to jump off in about 5 minutes. So if I
All
disappear,
right.
I don't love you. Right.
All right. Well, I'm just glad you're here, and I'll take a little breakfast too. Pass it through
Jill,
the
I
Zoom.
fell in love with you when I first saw you at CEO Space years ago. We've never really
Oh,
connected until now. When I saw you speak the other day, I jumped on this just so we could be together because we're supposed to know each other. So God bless. And when I disappear,
thank you. Thank you.
anything other than love. Thank you.
Thank you,
Beautiful.
Rich.
No problem. So glad you're here. Speaking of which, before we share on the next one, I realized that there's something I want to give and my talent and skill. And if I may, I'd like to presence that I teach a publicity course. This is a no-nonsense, get it done publicity course where you roll up your sleeves. Amanda, you've been in it. If you want to post anything in the chat about your experience, that'd be super. And this is really get it done. It's a virtual day. It's a lot of fun. It's an intimate course, meaning small group of people. And I take you through every step of publicity, and we get documents done and templates that you can use ongoingly. And let me just say the good news is I call it pandemically priced. I've pandemically priced it to $197. This is a course that, just so you know, used to be over $1,000, $1,297 to be exact. And so it's only $197 now. Our next one is August 19th. We have several dates coming up. And Mary Beth, would you be so kind? Go ahead and post that in the chat. There's a code that you can use, and we'll give you that too. And that's my skill and talent, is really helping people in the area of publicity and messaging and get it done publicity. So we'll post that in the chat for you, and how to register, which is publicitycrashcourse.com, and then use the code Stay Visible for the pandemic price of $197. And I look forward to supporting all of you in getting your message out, because that's what life is about, is to get your message out. And if you notice, I give you the opportunity to get your message heard in these groups, to connect with each other, right? And I think that's an important piece for all of us now, is to have the opportunity to connect with each other. And actually in my course, we do the same thing. We do networking and breakouts and all kinds of great things, along with, of course, practical and tactical, how to get it done publicity. So I look forward to supporting and serving you however I can in that regard. I'd like to hear, if I may, from someone else. How did those small groups go? Let me see a hand. Do some sharing. Do some sharing. Who'd like to share?
Randy's waving.
All right, Randy, go.
Yeah, this group was great. Hey, Rich, I didn't know you were part of CO Space. I'm also on faculty at CO Space teaching about how to get a book deal with a publisher. So fun to see a fellow CO Space person here. I thought our group was absolutely fantastic. I'm really looking forward to connecting with Rich to help me on my brand positioning, because people think I'm a publisher, and I am not a publisher. I get people book deals with publishers. And so people for some reason can't make that distinction in their mind even when I say it. So I'm really looking for support to be able to do that. And I'm just really excited to connect. And with Lisa, you know, I have a potential alliance partner for her that I think will be really strong. And I'm just excited about, you know, being able to give as much as being able to receive. And that's fun for me.
Yes. Oh, wonderful, Randy. Thank you. Well, you're always so generous, and I love being colleagues and partners with you for, gosh, now how much we've been pitching book ideas and to publishers and agents for almost 19 years now, right?
Yes.
Yes. All right. And we just help and support each other. And just so you all know, because I just think this is fun, I remember when Randy and I weren't as much, you know, we each had our own clients, let me say it that way, and now we do a lot more sharing and connecting on behalf of the client. What we used to do, just so you know, is that we would create intentions for our day and for our clients. And then we would be really on the support and lookout for each other and each other's clients. And I remember I had a vegetarian cookbook author, Randy, and you had walked into a booth and found our wonderful connection that is very powerful for us to this day. And actually, she got a deal for her vegetarian cookbook, her blonde vegetarian cookbook. She's so cute. And it's a great cookbook. And Randy was the one who actually helped find that, because, you know, one of the things Randy and I have learned is, and this also comes from CEO space, something we're both involved in also, about really the collaboration, the connection, and how much that really gets you in life, right? So much further ahead. We need to play as team. And especially, I think, in today's world, playing as team is really important, you know? And I thank you in advance for those of you who are able to give me leads on speaking, because you know what, you're out there doing different things and you know people that I don't know, and vice versa, of course. So I think this is really important, that we really hear each other and support each other in these days of what do you need next, and really be there for each other as much as possible. And so that means bring yourself, when you're in networking events, to that space of cooperation and connection, because that's what will drive your business. And that's what people will remember about you. All right, who else wants to share? Who else would like to share? What was your experience? Did you receive a great lead, a great connection? What did you receive? One more.
Yeah.
Anyone?
Can I
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'll jump in. Actually, our breakout group, first of all, was great. And Renee gave me a really great connection that I'm going to follow up with. So we had a great discussion, really shared some ideas with each other, really appreciated that. This overall group actually has already done that for me, because Randy had already connected me with One Day Movement with Abram. I was actually on his show a couple weeks ago. So Jill, I've seen yours and I've seen Randy's episodes on there as well. So if anybody in this group doesn't already know, there's a movement called One Day Movement that does a podcast show. And it's just a phenomenal show trying to unite people, unite communities, you know, and like I said, Randy hooked me up with that, and it was just awesome. I really appreciate that show now. I try to catch it every time it's on.
It's beautiful. And he's doing such great work too.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Good. Well, all right. So let's go into one more breakout. And I just want to take a quick poll, because I had one other thing, but you know what? Would you like to do that again? Like, what would you like to give, and what would you like to receive with a new group of people? Raise your hand if you're interested in doing one more of those, which I have a feeling might be best for you right now. Yeah? Yeah? Okay. Okay, I'm going to take that as a majority. And why don't we do that? So the breakout is, again, what can you give and what would you like to receive? And we're going to do, Mary Beth, would you let us know how much again? What are we going to do this time? I know our numbers are changing a little bit, so tell us what would work best.
I can do two rooms of Rich just left, so now I can do a room of 4 and a room of 3, and it is all random.
Perfect. Although you're not random. You are very special, wonderfully kind people. So we're going to break you apart into that, and we're going to give them, how long, Mary Beth? 12 minutes? Sound good? I just want to, Mary Beth, sound good?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I just want to take a quick poll. Did you get the 1 minute warning? Raise your hand if you got the 1 minute warning this time. All right. Yay, Mary Beth. A technical master. She solved the problem. Okay, good. And you guys have fun. Enjoy yourself, and we'll see you back here in 12 minutes. Ciao for now. Press join when you see it. Okay, go ahead and pause the recording. Here they come, just a running down the street. Do you remember that song? Okay, hi everybody, welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, exactly. Sing and do a diddy diddy dum diddy do. Hey, have you tried singing Happy Birthday on Zoom to anyone yet? Because if you have, don't try it.
Yes.
Yeah, have you really?
It is
Okay.
painful.
I mean, unless you're, yeah,
Don't
it's
make me
painful.
do
It
it.
is painful. It's cute. It's funny.
Yeah, and
What?
we had over about
It's
40
it,
people. So everybody started all at a different time and a different direction. It was,
oh my God. Oh my God. That's hysterical. Yeah, it's an interesting thing. Unless you're fully produced and have a choir and, you know, lots of tech team, then it really works. There's some things I've heard that are absolutely beautiful with choirs. So a couple things where our next Kindness Circle will be Saturday, August 15th from 10 to 11:30 PST. Please go ahead and sign up, reserve, and show up, because I'm sure you're seeing some great connections. And I would love to hear from you what happened in that circle. Who'd like to share? Let me hear some miracles, because in my space, connections occur and miracles happen. Love to hear your miracles and your connections. Who had some good connections? Raise your hand. Did you guys didn't have good connections on this one? What happened? All right, there I see. Okay, good. Lisa, how about you? You've been quiet. Can I hear from you? What happened for you in this group? And Sarah, maybe if you want to share something, please.
You know,
Lisa, go ahead.
Yeah, I have loved all of the connections in the groups. Randy and I, by luck of the draw, actually were in all three together. But this last one was great to get to know Amanda different and really seeing in both of them connections between the kinds of work that we're doing. So I think that ends up being some miracles too, is when you're seeing those synergies that are happening, the way the connections work.
Oh, that's beautiful. I'm so glad. Thank you. And Sarah, what about you?
Sure. Well, I think, you know, it was wonderful because the part of the kindness that I wanted to work on was connections. I've been sort of stuck in my own field, stuck a little bit isolated geographically where I was living. And so just really feeling like coming to here and meeting all these wonderful people was the right thing to do, and reinforcing that it does make a difference. Made wonderful connections of people who might be interested in a program we're running in September, since we are breaking out of our bubble and crossing over nonprofit to bring in content creators from you know, the small business world. And so it was sort of an idea we had, and I feel like it was resonating with quite a few people here in the group. And so thank you for letting me experiment that and just see if it was what we had hoped it would be. And it's given me a lot of motivation and excitement to continue doing this outreach and continuing to be part of the Kindness Circle.
Oh, thank you. Well, let me just ask you, what's your nonprofit?
It's Play for Peace. We train young people around the world in areas of conflict to be leaders of peace education and community service programs in their communities, building empathy and building trust across divides. So, so that's what we do. And for the first time, we're doing a big event where not only our youth will be doing our Level Up Race for Humanity, but we're inviting everyone to join us to do this all through September. So it's a new thing for us, and we're really excited.
Well, I'm excited for you. You haven't been in my publicity course yet, have you, by chance?
I went to the sort of the introduction promo, and that's how I got into the Kindness Circle. So I just found you.
Oh, wonderful.
In the last couple of weeks.
Well, oh, super. Well, guess what? I always give a nonprofit seat to every publicity course that I do. And you are the lucky winner for August 19th. How about that?
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Yay!
Thank you.
Sarah,
You are so
I'll
welcome.
send you a
You
private
are so
message.
welcome.
If you need your contact information, I'll take care of you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You are
Sarah,
so welcome. And go ahead, Randy.
I was going to say, Sarah, I have a lead for you because, and so I just copied your information in the chat. I have a connection I want to make for you that I think would be good.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
And I would love to put out that, it's our pleasure. I would love to put out that I do give away a virtual, a seat in my virtual publicity course to a nonprofit every single time. That's my commitment. When we did it live, we did the same thing. So guess what? We are looking for people, nonprofits specifically, for September's slots and September's course. So if you have a suggestion or a nonprofit you'd like to nominate, that would be wonderful. Please contact our office, and Mary Beth will put the email where you can connect to us for that. And that's part of my request. Bring them to us. That'd be a great thing. Do I see a hand raised?
Yeah, I was going to suggest,
Patrick.
I could send you the info, but I was going to suggest there's an organization called Camp Kesem. Camp, and Kesem spelled Kesem. They're a nonprofit that helps kids who have a parent with cancer. My wife had breast cancer. She passed away last year. She had about a 3.5-year battle, but our kids have been in Camp Kesem since it started. And it's a national organization that's run out of colleges and universities where the college students are volunteers who are counselors. But it has been phenomenal for our kids, helped them deal with their mom's loss so much better. They should be a household name, in my opinion. What they do for kids,
I have actually heard of them.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, thank you. I'd love to, first of all, thank you. And I'm sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
And please, yes, get us the information. But have them contact us, because we're giving something to them. I would just prefer if they can just contact us directly. It's fantastic. So
Okay.
anyone you know, go ahead and put it out there to us, and we filter through for some criteria, making sure, of course, specifically that they're nonprofits. So that would be really super. And very occasionally, I'll grant a scholarship. There was a woman who was doing missionary work in, where was she? In Trinidad, and really wanted to be in the course just because of her missionary work, couldn't quite afford it, and we granted her a scholarship. So please keep them rolling in, and let us connect to them. That would be super. And thank you.
Jill, what's the best way for them to contact
Beautiful.
you?
Mary Beth, why don't you post that?
Thank you.
It is through email would be terrific.
Yeah, emailing me is the best, and it's support@lublin.com, but I'll also put it in the chat.
Great, thanks.
Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, so you've got the next Kindness Circles, August 15th. That's a Saturday, 10 to 11:30 PST. You've got the information on signing up for the publicity course. You've got the information on the free webinar that Randy and I do on how to pitch your book, and anything that's brewing in your heart as your next dream. We are great at supporting you to get that book done. And that's the main things for now. I'm glad that you had a really wonderful and connected time. It seems like you had just many connections and many good things. Yes? Thumbs up? Thumbs up? We're good? Excellent, excellent. Well, I am just so grateful that you've spent the time with us today, that you've gotten to know each other, that you're bringing more kindness into your life. And remember that conscious act of kindness every single day, and commit to that, please. Mary Beth, we should make a pledge. We'll have a pledge next time, maybe. I think that would be cool. A conscious act of kindness pledge. And most importantly, just please make kindness part of your life. And again, I'm grateful that all of you showed up today. I hope more kindness has now come into your life as a result of your presence here. Grateful for all of you, and we'll see you at the next one. Take care, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Bye for